Hey guys, Carlo here. So I've had a couple of questions on my channel out of the very few subscribers I have so far about my golf setup. And this is my golf shed right here. And before I started the build, I already own SkyTrack. That is the actual golf simulator computer device I use. And I used it with my iPad Pro, so I didn't purchase that. So that was an additional cost. I had a good mat. It was a Country Club Elite, which I'm very happy with. And I had a very cheap EZO net from Amazon. But I was doing it on my garage, which is only like 7.5 feet tall, so I couldn't hit any woods or any long irons because I would hit the ceiling with it. And I would come outside here in the driveway and put all the setup and hit balls out here. But now winter's coming and I wanted something I could practice through winter. So I already had this spot here. It's a retention wall, and this had a spot of grass that I never used for anything else. So I got a contractor to bid me for a shed. Now I looked at pre-made sheds and they were pretty pricey, so I thought maybe a custom one would be same or better, and it was. It actually, the quote he gave me was 8,100 something to build me this shed. It is 12 feet wide, 14 feet deep, 10 feet up to this line. Well, probably more like 10 feet to the low side and another 2 feet to the high side. So it's actually 12 feet tall on the right side and 10 feet tall on the left. And the build, including setting up the rocks, finishing up this base, was $8,200. So that's an expense you guys probably won't need to have if you decide to buy one, a simulator type setting, because if you already own the garage, then you already have that. I have to throw electric, so I had my brother-in-law do that. That was probably another $1,200. And then of course I put an air conditioner heater, because this will become my personal office space in addition to my golfing area. So I'm going to do some of my 1099 work out here, so I get to at least deduct most of the build from taxes, so that's excellent. And it was not finished, so I did get to put this paneling and then stain it, put the insulation, put the ceiling planks on. So that I did myself. Lowe's account probably another $1,500 to finish the inside, including the staining and the paint outside. I did that myself. And then the TV, 400 something at Costco. This is the EZO net I told you about, so I already own that. That's probably 80 bucks or something like that. The Carl's Place custom size net, which honestly, if you have a net already, it works great. If you're going to do a TV and not a projector, which I highly recommend, you'll actually end up having to click on the computer, move your cursor around. You need an image to do that too. I would not do the projector again. The image is going to be so much clearer, so much better out of the TV, that I wouldn't do that. So even though I have the setup, I can't set it up right so that the ball doesn't bounce. So when I hit the ball with like a wedge, the ball bounces and goes up to the ceiling and back down and stuff like that. So I ended up putting the net here that I had because I was going to use it as a guard on the top to catch the balls going up. But once I put it up there, I just never get any bouncing balls, and it essentially hits that net, then hits the other one, and it's perfect. The computer my son built out of parts from Amazon, but it probably ended up being like $700, a gaming computer. So it keeps adding up, huh? And then the flooring, again, out of Lowe's. This was probably not expensive at all. It was like $300, $400 for all this. And I already owned the mat for, like I said, this was Country Club Elite. You got the SkyTrack, which I'm very happy with. And they just came up with upgrades to it. So if you have a Mac, you don't need to have a special computer. As long as it's a strong, powerful Mac. An iPad Pro, you can run the software out of that, as long as it's one of the newer versions and stuff. And then I'll keep upgrading and doing some other things. So yeah, this is my setup. I had some storage put up there, so I have some stuff saved up, and I think I went through it all. So altogether, 8,000 for the shed. Inside probably another 1,500. So now we're at 10. TV 400. Computer 700. So we're at 11, 12. I already own the SkyTrack, but the SkyTrack I got out of eBay. Somebody was selling it used, so I got on discount. So it's probably just 3,000. So the netting, Carl's Place, was, I want to say 800. So we're like at 13 something. So I think that'll cover it. I mean, the air conditioner was like 600, 700. If you're gonna put one in. So under 15,000, which is a lot of money. I'm not meaning to say this was cheap, but it is serving as, I work a lot of night shifts, so this will be my sleeping quarters during my night shift sets. And I do my golf here. I do my 1099 office work here. So that's my build. So if you have a good garage with high ceilings, you need at least 8.5 minimum. You need it to be wide, like even this 12 feet wide. The way I set up my pad, I end up if I swing kind of shallow, I can hit with the driver back here. So either I move this forward more and then that won't happen, or I should have made it wider. The other thing is I should have made it deeper, because for me, practicing myself, this is plenty long. Like I have good backswing. It's fine. But if people are gonna be here watching and playing, then they need a place to sit that is safe. So they cannot be on this area here. They can only be here, basically, to be safe. So if you're gonna hang out with 2 or 3 people, you need more space. Now during the summer, spring, fall, it's fine. You open the double doors and they can pretty much stand here and watch the TV, and be totally safe, be hanging out, enjoying the weather. But if they're right here, then they could be on your driver's swing. So yeah, this is my setup, and that's the cost. So if you go down to the bare minimum and you build this out of the garage, I would put a good net, like net return, which will run you like 600 for the cheapest, probably just under 1,000, 3,000 for the SkyTrack, a good mat, $200-300. So for like 4 to 5,000, you can run the software of the SkyTrack out of your iPad that you probably already own, and not have to invest in that, and you're ready to go. This is all extras to obviously make it safe, so the balls are not bouncing around, hitting people and stuff. Carl's Place has some good inclusion kind of setups that are only a couple thousand, so those are gonna have if you're in the garage or a space inside, so it's gonna have areas to catch the ball both on the top and on the sides. So there's an enclosure, so that here it doesn't matter if it bounces around, because everything here was designed to be safe potentially. But I could hit the computer. I mean, I doubt I'm ever gonna hit the TV unless it bounces around and hits the TV. So everything's pretty safe and ready to go. Hope you enjoy this video on my garage slash golf shed, really, not garage. And yeah, keep posting comments and questions. I'll be happy to answer more questions. See ya.